Quit acting stupid. With
Bobby,
Sammy,
Rudy,
and
Andy.
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Quit Acting Stupid. I'm your host, Jamie Paredes, and joining me as always are my brothers, Bobby, Rudy, and Andy. How are you guys?
doing well.
Not too bad.
I gotta say, it's kind of funny with Bobby's internet lag, that little jump out that we do behind the thing. He was very off.
I was wondering if he was ever going to come out, but
Yeah, in more ways than one. So
hey.
not much has happened since we've been gone.
Well, happy Veterans Day to all the soldiers out there.
Yes.
To Sarge, my
Corporal
son,
Kirshner,
my favorite
Sergeant-
son. Man, he's
Sergeant
not.
Slaughter.
Yeah. Pops.
Sergeant Bilko.
Beetle Bailey.
Yeah.
Gomer Pyle.
A pile.
Can't forget about that one.
And Pyle from Full Metal Jacket, R.I.P.
Full Metal Jacket.
What about?
TNT.
That's who I thought we were talking about. What about Private Parts and what was? Remember Beavis and Butthead when they were in the army? One was Private Parts, and the other was what? What was Butthead's name?
I don't know.
Major Woody and Private Parts.
Because
So
of course it was.
Thank you for your cervix. Parker's boyfriend Ben. I felt bad leaving
Ben.
him. I didn't want to leave him off. Ben,
And Hameen.
Current boyfriend.
current boyfriend. Yes, we don't.
Yeah,
there's no
I mean, we
need.
can look back at this in a few years and be like,
Why do we need to do that? We can look back on your girlfriends as well, Bob.
Or guy friends. Either way.
Whichever.
We're very liberal here.
Just saying.
Very liberal. Anyways,
So, yeah. What have you guys been up to? We haven't seen each other. What? Rudy, you didn't come visit your mother this past Sunday.
no.
With all the action going on last week, I think we skipped a podcast to kind of let things simmer down a little bit. We weren't really I didn't think
Simmer down
our
then?
listeners were probably in the joking mood. I don't know.
Jokey
I
joke
don't
maker.
think-
Oh, yeah, it's
I
very
don't think
sad.
we were in the joking mood
Yeah.
Why?
because the whole world lost their damn mind.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's just leave it. I want to joke. It's
Let's leave it at that.
Well,
Found out-
so with
Yeah.
all that, with that whole fiasco behind us, I think we can all agree it's officially Christmas, right? Did we?
It
I know
is.
as of today, the Paredes in Liberty have put on their Christmas lights on their house. They're officially on. They would have been on sooner, but I had to wait till at least one person on my block turned theirs on. So the guy across the street has his on. We turned ours on, and it is officially Christmas.
So, do you still hire somebody to come put them on for you?
Yeah. The time when the last time I tried to put lights on a house was this house that we're in now, and I was I completely humiliated myself because we have a pretty steep roof, and I kind of underestimated how steep it was, and so I'm like Spider-Man on my belly on the roof, like kind of like inching down to where I couldn't even get. I was too scared to get all the way to the end of the roof, and so my lights started like partially, like part of the way up the incline. I was like, yeah, no, because I couldn't. I was petrified. I'm like, nah, I'm too old for this crap. Like Danny Glover and Lethal Weapon. Yeah. So since then, I actually, there's some things I will pay to do. I'm incredibly cheap, but there are some things I will pay to not have to worry about, and that became one of them on that day. So yeah, pay some money.
I was thinking I want to get some lights on my house. I don't need that many. I don't have a very big house, but thought maybe like I'd have James come over, my son-in-law, and we can do it. But it'll
Depends on how steep your roof is. I mean,
my roof isn't that steep. I don't think. I guess you don't know until you get up there, really. But
or you could just get a really long ladder and do it from like Clark Griswold from the front.
yeah, Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Challenge
But
accepted.
I do know that it's Christmas time, obviously, and I was watching Christmas movies at work, and there's only so many times you can watch Home Alone 2, Jingle All the Way, Elf, Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation, The Grinch. Like I've seen those a million times, and I started watching them again. I'm like, these are all. So I dipped my toe into some Hallmark Christmas movies.
Wait. I'll keep going. Sorry.
You're not ready, but no, I just yeah, I want to hear what all the fuss was about. I know the Chiefs one's coming out this year,
I
so
will probably watch that one.
You sound like a gay.
Not at all worth the wait.
we need to cut all that laughing out at the end.
I know.
All that,
Comedic timing.
Or we just
But
get
anyway,
a full drop.
the point is though, is like there's what's all the fuss about? I want to, and you know what's weird? I was watching like one a day, and they are terrible, but I can't. They're terrible, but I can't change them. Everyone has been. I got to the end, and I'm like satisfied. Let's watch the next one. Like even there's one with Lindsay Lohan called Forgetting Christmas, where I think she has amnesia or something. She's really rich, and then she has amnesia, and then whatever.
Overboard.
Yeah, but it's Christmas, and so you're thinking like at the beginning of it, I'm like, this is stupid and silly, and like I don't even think this is funny, but I kept watching it, and then by the end, oh my god, is he going to come back for her? Like that kind of thing. Like I was excited, I was really into it. So I don't know, man. The one that was, it was kind of disappointing. There was one
wrong with that.
It's on Netflix called California Christmas.
Okay, wait. Let's just try to guess what that's about. What would that? If we were making a movie called California Christmas?
California Christmas.
There is this family who is rushing across the border, and they enter into California. And
Hey,
no,
This is Trump's America. So no,
okay,
there's
sorry.
a
Go
wall
ahead.
that Mexico paid for that they will not get across.
Yeah,
No, it's just when I saw the title of the movie, I'm like, I don't want. The whole reason I'm watching these is because I want a small village with snow, and I don't care about California. Doesn't have Christmas. They don't. They don't have Christmas in California.
they don't have
Like,
Christmas. in California?
No, it's not. What do you call it? It's not.
Picturesque,
Appropriate.
snowy.
When somebody doesn't observe, it's not observed. Christmas isn't observed in California. There's no snow. It's not a real Christmas.
So I'd highly recommend a song called California Christmas Time from the show Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, which is about this exact same thing, but it's about all the California Christmas traditions like eggnog froyo or I don't know, like skinny beach mall Santas kind of thing. Like I don't know, it's really funny, but it's worth checking out.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Do you realize that it does snow in California, in parts of California? Like it's
not where people live.
Where people go skiing.
That's not a real thing. You're talking like above Sacramento, or no, wait, Sacramento's in the middle, isn't it? Like anything above San Francisco, nobody cares about.
okay. All right.
Right? I don't know. Whatever.
Take that.
Anyways.
Jose.
The point is that I've been watching Hallmark Christmas movies, and they're solid, man. They're not too bad.
You know,
I've watched
Go ahead.
Christmas Inheritance, California Christmas, Forgetting Christmas, Christmas Island.
So okay.
Is
Christmas
that like
Island.
Love Island? Go ahead. Sorry.
I've never seen a Love. Is that where like? Never mind. Go ahead.
So what happens in Christmas Island, dude? Does someone that doesn't believe in Christmas, some Grinch, some Scrooge, gets what? Stranded on an island, or gets sent to an island on accident? You tell me, but like that's what I'm picturing Christmas Island is.
Well, spoiler alert. I don't want any spoiler alerts.
Spoil.
But no, you kind of nailed it. I mean, there's one person that doesn't like Christmas. There's one rich people, and then the people on Christmas side, they love Christmas, and now we're stranded. There was some stranding. They were stranded, and and then at the end, nobody wants to leave, and it's all great. And we're all singing.
And at the end, they're friends.
Friends.
Tell them about the Cochise picture, Marty.
That was a
Any-
little Three Amigos throwback for any of you that aren't aware. Go ahead.
All right,
sorry.
now
Yeah.
I gotta know about Christmas inheritance. So because that sounds like someone passed away, so that sounds a little sad. But
Okay, go ahead.
No, I think it was rich girl has to go to a small town, and she learned something. I don't know.
are the things being inherited? Is it money or is it Christmas heirlooms or
It's
I
yeah,
assume-
kind of both. Kind of both. I was thinking that line from Swingers. I don't know. Mikey eats something. The
Oh yeah.
after school special. Mikey eats something. But yeah, no. Christmas inheritance was it's just another. I don't like Christmas. Go to small town, fall in love. I love Christmas. Like that's basically the whole.
It's almost like it's a formula.
It's very formulaic.
And you just plug and play.
But there's a comedy bit in here, and it's kind of teetering on maybe not a good topic to talk about, but like there's also we're all adults here. Maybe I should.
Oh,
There's-
now I gotta know.
there's-
Now I gotta know.
So there's Hallmark, California Christmas, white rich girl goes here. Then there's Black Christmas movie. That is a completely different formula. Like there's always
It's a Hallmark movie though, right?
They also have they have Black Hallmark movies and they have Black Netflix Christmas movies. And Black Christmas movie is always it's got a pastor in it and somebody singing or there's music involved. One of them is a music artist of some kind, like always. And they're two totally different genres, but both very Christmassy. So anyways,
if you have a movie with a black cast, then there's at least one person's a singer.
yes, Chris Brown was in. Was it Chris Brown? Was in This Christmas. I think he sings in that. Yeah. So Black Christmas movie is good as well. So
I like how you were saying Black Netflix and Black like it made me think that there's a Black Hallmark and then a white Hallmark.
I feel like they should branch off.
Yeah.
I guess they would call that segregate them. But
Separate but equal.
Took the racist words right out of my mouth.
I love them all. I love them all. Wait, didn't we have a? Oh yeah, that. Anyways,
You may get your wish soon enough. Anyway, go ahead. What?
I'm into Christmas movies. No, but tomorrow we're getting our tree up. Macy's coming over tomorrow, and we're getting the tree up tomorrow. So
You know who else is into Hallmark movies? Your father.
Dad is.
Yeah.
is he? But he's into them all year long, isn't he? It's not just Christmas Hallmark. He just likes Hallmark movies, right?
Where's he
I
gonna
think that's
find
probably
it?
accurate.
Oh, I thought it was just Christmas. My bad.
Is it just Christmas? I don't.
I mean,
do they have
Hallmark
movies?
movies are probably year round, but Christmas is their bread and butter. They probably churn out 3 times as many movies that are Christmas themed.
So I'm excited because next up on my list, a new one that just came out. It's called Hot Frosty, where it's basically
That sounds dirty.
it's got Lacey Charbet. She's in all of them, I think.
I don't know who this
And
person is.
she was from Mean Girls. She was from what's the TV show? She was
Party of 5.
Party of 5. She was a little kid.
She was the
Anyway.
original voice of Meg on Family Guy
Was she really? Lacey Charbet was?
for like the first season or two before Mila Kunis.
I feel like it was just a couple episodes. Didn't
Yeah,
you?
maybe it was just the first episode. but-
Anyways, the premise of this movie is she takes a scarf and puts it over the snowman, and he's like a hot guy, like with abs and stuff.
Ooh, yeah, I like it.
So we'll see what happens there. Hot Frosty. Check it out.
All right.
I find it where you started with your your pantheon of like the Christmas movies, like the classics, the ones you let off. And then I felt like there's a big gap to go from there to Hallmark. Like I was expecting you to give me the next tier.
What's the next tier?
What are we gonna try? I don't know.
I think
Well,
Noelle. Have you seen that movie?
Noelle was good. I think I told you about that
I don't
one.
know what that
That
is.
was a couple years ago. That's
Oh, yeah.
got Pitch Perfect girl. What's her name? Anna Kendrick.
Yeah.
And
that's actually
isn't
good.
Bill Hader's in it, isn't he?
I don't know.
Bill Hader's the brother, I think.
Did you ever see The Night Before?
Yes, that is
Rogen-
great.
I thought that was very good. I've only seen it the one time in theaters, but I liked it, and I feel like that should be
So-
in that second tier.
TBS and TNT are running like Christmas movies, or at least they were like Friday night. And along with the night before, Office Christmas Party. Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely love it.
I've seen it
Let's
once.
check that one
I think
out
it's
again.
pretty good.
Very good.
Yeah.
And Daddy's Home 2 is also a really good Christmas movie
Hmm.
with Mark Wahlberg, Will Ferrell.
No, yeah, I
the night
remember.
before. I know. Okay, I'm looking
Right
it up
before
right
Seth
now.
Rogen and
Yeah, I've seen that one.
It was
That's pretty good.
It was good.
yeah, it's good. Office Christmas Party though has what's his name? Jason Bateman and Jennifer
TJ
Aniston
Miller.
and TJ Miller. Yeah, it's
Tons
awesome.
of people. Like Vanessa Bayer, like all the way down the cast is Kate McKinnon.
Yep, everybody in there is really good. For those watching or listening, Bobby's not interacting as much because his internet is slow. So
I have very little patience for people with poor internet.
Damn.
coming from Jamie, who has had the worst internet of all of us, I just don't understand. You guys have money, get better internet.
And also,
don't-
which of the three
What
of
do you
us
mean?
gave Jamie the most crap for that? I think.
Probably.
What do you mean money? Like, what does
Yeah,
that
it's
even
not-
mean?
It doesn't have
Like,
anything to do with money.
Because
I've had this question. I've had this conversation before. Like, when
Jamie,
somebody
you go with the cheapest, which was T-Mobile.
Right.
And that's what you pay. You get what you paid for. It was terrible
Yeah.
internet.
I've since switched.
Okay.
Okay,
Um,
but here's the thing: is aren't you guys currently the only ones pulling on your internet right now? Rudy, you live by yourself, so you're the only one accessing your internet. I've got Tomas upstairs doing homework using
is
his
he?
computer.
He's watching porn.
I don't think
he's
so.
watching Saving Ryan's Privates.
It's anatomy homework.
Edward Penis Hands.
Anyway, I pay for the top
Mine
of the
was-
line on this internet here, so I'm gonna throw him under the bus if it doesn't improve. Actually, I went on my phone and prioritized my connection here with you guys as the priority, at least for the next couple of hours. So I'm sure they're all complaining upstairs that their stuff is now lagging. So we'll
Well,
see.
so far so good. You're good.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
because
because
if this is the priority, theirs must be awful.
Yeah,
Right.
True.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
but
you guys skipped over a season. I mean, you went right to Christmas. It's currently birthday season.
oh, that too.
Time of year after Halloween, but before Thanksgiving, where a couple of us in the family have our birthdays.
50% of us. Yeah.
50% of this show has a birthday in the month of
And
November.
if the show goes long enough, we may have to have some cake and ice cream.
That is true. We are. I didn't even
Let's
think
hope
about
not.
that.
If we have a 2.5 hour show, I'm gonna kill myself.
I'll
You already
get my
got
OLED.
you already got your cake on Sunday.
Yeah, I didn't even know you guys had cake, so I missed Sunday. So you guys say happy birthday for Jamie. Did you guys do it for both of you or just Jamie?
No, I brought the cake, so it was my birthday song, not his.
And because the Chiefs were playing at noon, we did the song like at a commercial break. So we didn't even go into the kitchen.
Yeah.
We brought the cake out and it was like, do you? Good. We're done here.
Good. You're married. Kiss her.
Yeah, literally, mom just shoved one of those number candles into the piece of cake I was getting ready to eat. I was getting ready to take a bite out of it, and she just shoves these, and it just lights it up, and so it was very.
So what are you, Jamie? 48?
I am, or I will be.
And I know how old Bobby will be.
Oh,
50 years old.
The big 5.
yeah. 5-0. So we're still trying to figure out because both Anita and I turned 50 this year. I know I don't look a day over 28, but we're trying to figure out what we're gonna do. We're gonna
Besides die.
party. Besides die, is that what you said?
Yeah, you guys you're
Absolutely.
over halfway dead.
Half a century. It's kind of sad when you think that you have less time in front of you than you do behind you.
Where's that Adam Sandler Happy Gilmore drop? You're so old.
That's good.
Yeah, I guess nobody's seen Happy Gilmore apparently, but okay.
I said that's good. I figured.
Yeah.
that,
I mean, the others.
acknowledgement.
Part of
No.
being old, and I can mention this to you guys because I don't think I've mentioned this to you. Maybe Jamie heard it over the weekend. I don't know, but so I have inherited my some, and I'll try and I know Mother loves how we delve into the dirty stuff, but I'll try to keep this clean because I'm aging. I've inherited my father's prostate issues, and so recently I have been asked by a doctor, by a physician, to record my urine, basically my pee. So what I have to do is I had to download and purchase. I never purchase an app, but I had to download and purchase this app, which means I take my phone to the bathroom with me, and as I stand in front of the toilet, I can't use a urinal. I have to stand in front of a toilet, and I have to pretty much just aim for the middle for the water, and then I have to have my phone record the sound of the urine hitting the toilet to tell me how long my stream is and how weak or strong it is.
Yeah, well, that's disgusting.
This is the fun stuff you guys have to look forward to when you reach age 50, and like I said, I want to thank Dad for that.
Doesn't seem very scientific.
Questions.
Go ahead.
I mean, just hearing a splash, it just doesn't sound very accurate.
And
Who's
why
holding
would
your
you?
dong?
And why would you need to buy an app? Why couldn't you just use your camera? Like
Playing with your dinghy.
I'm not
And
recording a picture of it. I'm recording.
No, but it also
he's
records
saying
the sound too.
I didn't
Sending
create the
pictures of
app.
his wiener to his doctor.
I didn't create the app. Hold on. So I will show you guys.
I
that
two-hand it when I go.
Right before the show here, I had to urinate.
Well, and then he was
I
peeing
don't
in
want
a
to see it. I don't want to see it. Oh.
At 9:19 p.m., I had 120 milliliters of fluid, and the score came out to be 13.6.
You getting scored on
And
this?
that meant that I did not have enough urine today.
Not mine. Must be urine.
He gave Jordan a 50. So he's getting scored. He's getting rated like it's
Shame.
Ask you at the bottom, was
Shame.
this urination event? Was it during sleep? And you say yes or no.
What,
Oh,
like he peed his
fucking
pants?
great.
Oh, did you have
Maybe
to wait?
during sleep.
Oh,
Oh.
let me find a good
Hmm.
one here. Oh, look,
Well,
that was a fair score. Fair.
what kind of score did you get for the one where you peed in front of my Jeep over the weekend?
Yeah, I didn't record. I didn't record that one. So.
Yes, he was in a parking garage at
See
the
the
zoo
fun
game.
stuff you guys have to look forward to when you reach age 50 and you have to deal with your prostate issues and
Everything you're
you gotta
doing is
figure out,
bad. I want you to know this.
Is my stream
Well, I
weak?
mean-
Is it? One time I got it very weak, and that concerned me, but that was kind of scary.
It's weak.
So my doctor got that report. So, yeah. So you do have to. I have to record how much I'm drinking, intake, water, coffee, alcohol, whatever I'm drinking, and then the outflow.
I'm very aroused.
Yikes!
All
Well,
the
that brought the show
60%
to-
of the time, it works every time.
I figured I hadn't mentioned it to you guys, so I wanted to get your reaction to the fact that I have to record myself. Yeah, I have to record myself urinating.
You're grown up and you're grown up and you're grown up.
Well, I need to record my blood pressure, so I'm kind of
3,
I'm
2,
blood
1,
pressure.
go! Now it's recording.
You're not peeing though.
Are you
I
peeing
know.
right now?
No, I'm gonna hit cancel recording. But yeah,
Sploosh, sploosh.
Those are
That
turds,
sounds
Jerry.
very chunky.
so I did it at work. And the guy in the stall next to me, he flushed, and it all messes it up because there's too much sound. And then at one point it says there's background noise, and I'm like, background noise? Well, I think it's the HVAC there at the office. So what I've had to do is take the phone and put it really close to the water to try and pick up the ew. Don't anyone come near my phone. I'm sure there's probably some droplets on it. But,
Oh my gosh! And you put that up to your face too. Oh,
You know how much? You know, like all the poop particles that are in the air when you go to the bathroom, like from other.
Yeah,
people's
well, that's
poop?
disgusting.
Yeah, it's just gross.
I'm sure Mom loves this, so let's move on. Let's another.
That's
another
why I don't
topic.
use.
But yeah,
That's why I
but
refuse to use the hand dryers, the blow dryers, for your hands.
Yeah, no.
Because it's recycling the poop in the air, and so you're getting poop on your hands.
the last thing
Absolutely.
though is the name of the app is pretty funny. Proud.
Proud pee.
See, that's what you look like when you turn 50.
Nice.
It does kind of look like you.
He did have a nice head of lettuce though on that guy that was on the cover of that. I'm a little
Yeah, look at
jealous.
that. Yeah, look at that. Maybe I should be a senior model. Maybe come.
Look, I don't have any gray yet.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Don't look at
Anyway.
those cards.
Well, good.
Happiest guy I've ever seen.
Anyway.
Back to the Christmas movies. I did have Avery. She watched Christmas Vacation and Jingle All the Way for the first time. Yes, she wasn't sure if she should be laughing at Christmas Vacation. She wasn't sure if it was I'm laughing, and she's just sitting there like puzzled. And I'm like, no, this is a comedy. Like you can't this is funny. And she's just like, yeah.
So wait, you said you were laughing, like you literally like laugh at Christmas Vacation? I mean, it's funny, but I've seen it 700 times, so I don't. I
don't normally laugh. I think I just laughed out loud because she was there and kind of give her that social cue.
Isn't most of that adult humor though?
Can't see the line, can you, Russ? When she pulled up her panties.
Yeah. We forwarded through that one.
No, see now you're editing things. No, that's not the way the artist intended it.
It's a made for TV. Yeah.
So what about the Melakalikimaka scene when the ladies on
that was forwarded too? Yeah.
But
other than that, she saw 20 minutes of the movie.
She's never seen it. She's never seen it.
I almost I should have forwarded when the wife grabs his thing at the end. Yeah, but I was just hoping she would miss that. Yeah. But yeah, I think she enjoyed the squirrel on the back of Clark when he's running around. Yeah. But anyway,
I thought about showing that to Nathan because right now he's very into watching squirrels in the yard. I thought it'd be funny to watch that scene where the squirrel's running in Christmas Vacation.
Catch it in the coat and smack it with a hammer. That's great.
Did you not think to start her with like a Christmas story, like something that actually has kids in it?
She's seen part of that.
I would think that would be a bad one to start with because it's a lot of talking. There's not a lot of like action that happens in that movie.
Yeah, I think she enjoyed Jingle All the Way though.
Start her with Christmas Inheritance.
It's on the Hallmark movies.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. She'll enjoy it. So I mean, I don't know if you guys want to change the subject or not, but Bobby, you mentioned about going down to the Mizzou game. I was just going to mention I was on Twitter today, and I don't know if you guys saw it. You guys probably didn't because I don't think you retweeted it or liked it. But
I know
Chase,
what you're talking about.
You know what I was talking about? Chase Daniel tweeted out, "Hey, I need some podcasts to listen to on my drive from here to whatever. Any suggestions?" And so I got out there on our Twitter account, and I was like, "Hey, man, give us a shot. We got season tickets to the games. We go down there a lot, talk about that." I mean, that's not the main thing of our podcast, but
you know, it's funny. I saw that tweet, and then I don't know, something happened. I got busy, and then couldn't find it, or didn't go back to it, or didn't look for it. But yeah, I did see something about, hey, I need podcast recommendations, and
I'm the only one doing work. Good God,
doing
so
work.
Chase Daniel, if you're listening, Chase, if you're listening, then we're all big Mizzou fans.
Shout out to Chase. We can cut this up as a clip, and we can tag him in it, and I'll post it. And hey, give us a listen. These guys are idiots. So what happened though? You guys went down there. It was a late game this week. A great game, or actually a boring game. Great finish.
Boring for three quarters. Pretty boring for three quarters.
And then great finish. How was the glizzy count up?
No, it was an
What
all-time
happened?
low.
What happened?
We stopped at a restaurant and got sliders before
Restaurant.
the game. So hold on. So
Loosely.
when we say restaurant and sliders in Columbia,
Was it in a castle?
most people are going to think Booch's, right? I mean, that's where you get sliders that are famous to Columbia.
What's Booch's?
We did not stop at Booch's. Booch's is a place where they're famous for their slider hamburgers.
No, I think more regally.
Yeah, you would be correct. Yeah, we stopped at the castle, the castle of Castle Blanco.
I could not listen to any of your instructions, even though I'm just thinking castle, cable guy. I was
Oh,
how does he say
medieval
it?
times?
medieval times.
You are my sworn enemy. I
And
can
are
listen to your
about to meet
instructions.
your demise.
You are my sworn enemy.
Okay. For the 95% of the people that didn't get that, that was cable guy from the movie.
Cable guy. Medieval times, man.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyways,
We did not go to
Go ahead,
that
Bob.
castle. We went
Can I
to
get a
the
knife
White
and
Castle.
fork?
What castle? He
Where
went
all
to
the whites were.
Because who we could have had
Except for Harold and Kumar. Famously, they went to White Castle.
So what was your guys's? I know the legend has it that when White Castle is still in Kansas City, God rest his soul, Matt Pashota had 57.
No, I think it was like 22.
30
It was-
something. I thought it was 25.
It was I don't know, man. It's like Paul Bunyan, like the legend grows as time passes. How many? You think 22?
I thought it was like in the 20s, 20. But I can see. I think on a good day, because I dropped a seven burger on it.
Vito Pashota, real quick, if you're
9
listening,
times.
which I'm sure you're not, but I'll reach out to you. I want to know the number. How many? Do you remember how many White Castles
Yes,
your
we
dad
need to
ate?
find out from Vito Pashota what was his dad's record.
Because it was a tall tale, and it went around the village of Northeast for quite some time. So
I think if I put some real focus into it, I think I could hit 12 to 15.
Six of them went down pretty easily. So
see when I get
Came
them,
out pretty easily too.
I'll go to Columbia. I'll go to Columbia and I'll get like a Crave case, but it's like on the way home. So there's always this balance. Like I want to eat them warm, but I also don't want to have to stop in Boonville to like dump my brains out. So
Boomville is what I call it.
Andy, they came out about a halftime.
you guys went before the game to White Castle.
Yes. Yeah.
And even though you were getting free hot dogs at the game.
That's the thing. The last couple
kind of hot dogged out. I mean, yeah, it's not really.
The last couple games we've been getting them and just shoving them in our pockets, and I just had the last one for lunch today.
I have one in my refrigerator right now.
Good God!
I took three. I brought 3 of them home with me.
Well, so get this. So we hit White Castle. We knocked out 20 of them between the 4 of us. And then we went.
Went back and got 2 more for me and Tomas.
Who were the 4 on this trip? You, Tomas, Jamie, and who?
Quentin.
Okay. So
yeah,
go ahead.
So we went, and then we went to. So we just had our little. Everybody's tailgating and everything. It's a great atmosphere, and we just throw down 4 chairs in a circle and look like a bunch of idiots.
We should have gotten a picture of it, but basically, in order to legitimize your tailgate, you really need to have put up your tent. And so we've done that before, but it's usually for homecoming because it's a lot of work to put that tent up. And, if you're going to put a tent up, you're going to be there for several hours. And
yeah, this time it was only 4 of us.
It was only 4 of us. We decided really what we were going to do, like literally Friday night, Saturday morning. And so it wasn't a whole lot of planning that went into this. So yeah, we did not put a tent up, and we just threw 4 chairs out in the middle of the area where other people were tailgating, and so we looked less legitimate without our tent.
So that lasted for a little while, and then we decided to start walking towards the stadium, and we're walking with all the crowds, and just making our way gradually, and then we discover along the way there's a whole bunch of youngins in this like parking lot. And really what we just saw from the sidewalk, they had TVs and stuff. There's stuff going on. And we're just like, well, it's still kind of early. Let's just walk in and see if anybody says anything. And so
bit of an experiment. We just we saw there was a party there, and we're like, hey, let's just join this party. And if they ask us to leave, they ask us to leave. So we start walking with purpose into the crowd of people. And we just obviously we were looking for the food and beverages, and came across the food, and just decided to help ourselves. And we pulled off a little bit of a wedding crashers.
So, where was this party at?
It was just on the parking lot of like I think it was a fraternity house.
Yeah, there's kind of in the middle of like in Columbia. There was about
right, but like, so you guys went into a fraternity house like with young kids?
It was in the parking lot outside. So there's a bunch of tents and TVs set up, and then we're just like, let's just keep walking. And so we just walking through the crowd like we knew what we were doing. I mean, we look like was it Goodfellas when they're walking through the kitchen? Like we know what we're doing, and so we just start walking in, like you said, with a purpose. And first we were just like, let's check out some of the, because they had TVs up and with games on and stuff, and I mean, just young people everywhere. Just I'm like, hey, we'll act cool too. And so we walk in, and I just kept walking back further and further, and finally we hit the spread. And most of it had been gone through already, but I mean, they still had a bunch of brats, and so I turned to you guys. I was like, "Hey, would you like some of my brats?" And so we
joked. He went back and grabbed some cookies for all of us, and as soon as he took a bite of it, it crumbled. And he was talking about how hard the cookie was, and I was like, you know what? These cookies weren't that hard when I brought them up to the tailgate yesterday on Friday. So. We just had a good laugh at that because clearly I did not bring the cookies.
And so I had the nerve to comment on the non-freshness, the unfreshness of the cookie that of your
free stolen cookie.
Basically, if you've ever decided what would it be like to just crash a party that you weren't invited to? It's effectively what we did. And I was a little nervous. We were going to, somebody was going to catch us, or, hey, what are you guys doing here? Or who do you know? So that part was kind of fun, to be somewhere that you were not supposed to be, maybe necessarily.
And I wasn't even hungry after 7 White Castles. It was just like, I mean, it was there.
That's what I guess that was going to be my next question. You did this
some donuts. I'm going to glaze them.
You did this after White Castle.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a tough day of eating.
Yes. No one here.
Fast forward to through the game. The game was boring for 3 quarters, and then it got really exciting there at the end. I think Dad turned off the game on TV. He said we were there at the stadium, so we weren't going anywhere. We were going to just sit and revel in our misery. But yeah, it was pretty exciting there at the conclusion. I think I was getting ready to text Anita that hey, we're losing or something, and then I hear the crowd roaring. I lift my head up. The ball's on the ground. I see the guy scoop it up and take it to the end zone. So I totally missed the hit. Live.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it made for a good ride home. I mean, I think we just went. We're like, they're gonna lose. Let's just go hang out, have fun. Drink some beers, whatever. And so it was a pleasant surprise.
Nice.
But, yes.
Sorry, right now Duke and Kentucky are tied at 72 with 10 seconds left. But anyways,
great.
I'm not watching that. So that sounds like fun. And then there was also the exciting finish of the Chiefs game.
Yeah.
I don't have much to say about that. I guess I watch them now, and like I don't expect them to go undefeated. I don't care if they go undefeated. That doesn't matter to me. I just want them to win the Super Bowl. So if they lost, I don't know. And it makes me sound like not as much. What's that?
Wake me up in 8 weeks kind of thing?
Kind of. I mean,
they're longer than that.
For me, it's more so that I don't, like you said, I don't really care if they go 17-0 or whatever. It's 17, right? 17-0. I just want them to win the Super Bowl. And I think it's hard to do 2 historic things at the same time.
And the one's already been done before. So I'd like to do the one that hasn't been done before.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
Yeah. And for me, like, I figure they're going to lose at least 2 games, maybe 3 games, this season. So I thought this could be one of them. Like they'll likely lose a division game, they'll likely lose a game against somebody really good, and they'll likely lose a game that's against somebody they shouldn't.
Yes,
So,
go ahead.
I was totally like resigned to them because they looked crappy throughout the whole game, and so I was totally resigned to them losing that game. That's why that play took me so by surprise at the end of the game, because I was barely even watching it, and then it was pretty crazy. Did you guys have you guys seen any of the reaction videos to the final blocked kick of the game?
That's the best part of it.
I don't put much stock into those because they can't be real. Like how? So they just were recording by chance. It could be a good ending. Like why are you recording?
That's their thing. They stream. They're like,
yeah. So some of them, I know the ones that Jamie's talking about though, because you will see like somebody standing right in front of their TV while somebody is filming it from behind them, like a spouse or a brother or somebody there with the person that's tense, right? So those, I guess you do kind of have to catch it, like what's going to happen. But the ones I've been seeing are like people who, like Rudy was saying, that's their thing. Their thing is, I'm going to make a video where I react to.
I don't know if you guys watched it, but I sent you a 14-minute video of multiple people watching the Chiefs game.
I didn't realize you sent that to me, but I saw that somewhere else on Twitter.
Because over and over reactions.
Because Justin Reed of the Chiefs had asked, like, "Hey, send me videos, send me reaction videos," and someone put together like a 14-minute long.
That's where I got it from. That Justin,
and they're hilarious. It's never not funny because most of them aren't even. Funny. Some of them are Broncos fans, but most of them are just people who don't want to see the Chiefs win anymore.
Right? They want the Chiefs to lose, and they're like, "Yeah, it's gonna happen." It's the greatest. I enjoyed it. I thought it would get old for.
I did too.
14 minutes is a long video, but I watched every single one of them. They were all equally hilarious. Like they were really good.
I will say one thing real quick, Jamie, before you cut in. I was watching all those and I was kind of jealous because after a while I realized like all these guys had like really nice like setups, like where they had like green screens behind them that makes them look like they're on the field or like because the actors happening behind. I was like, that's kind of cool. Like, where are these guys coming up with all this good, tech stuff? I was like, we need to get some more higher production value around here.
Step our game up.
I'll settle for good internet right now.
So what if that game had been boring? What if it had been like, or the ending was just run of the mill, whatever?
Well, our podcast is boring, and we still do it. I mean, that's kind of the idea.
You're recording all these games.
Oh, you mean like for the people that are doing these reaction videos?
You're recording all these games in the hopes that maybe some of them will be good at the end or crazy.
I don't know how that works exactly. I think because the games had already some of them aren't reacting to the game live. Like if you go after the fact and go to YouTube, you can see like the game in like 10 minutes where it's just like big play by big play. Because you could see guys going from the play where they were going to ice it, where they got the first down with less than 2 minutes. And it's like, oh, everybody's, and then it would always cut right to.
Right. I think they're watching like clips.
They're watching it on YouTube. Yeah. So maybe they already know, hey, this game's supposed to be something crazy happens in this game.
It's almost like, so my daughter will come home and she'll just watch hours of people playing video games on YouTube, and she thinks they're funny, and it's the same person. She watches them play multiple. She'll watch this one dude play the same game over and over and over just multiple times, and she thinks he's funny or whatever. Same like, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I watch the Manning cast on Mondays when it's available. Like, I feel like I'm watching the game with them. Like, it's just, I don't know, but I think that's what people do. Like, these people become internet famous, I guess. Like, I like watching his reactions or his videos, and they'll watch, games.
Yeah. There is this guy who's like, he's like a young, I would say young, hip black guy who's listening to a lot of like classic rock that he'd never heard before. So like he's listening to Talking Heads or the Rolling Stone or something that he's just never heard before. And it's kind of fun to see his reaction, I saw one that was like a metalhead guy who was watching Hamilton for the first time, and it was just funny to see his in real time.
No, see, I get those. Those are totally, I get that. It's just the ones where it's like, okay, are you watching this game without like, if you really cared that much about the ending, you would have seen it while it was happening.
Right.
And
So
some of them are like, if it's like a Broncos fan, chances are they were watching it live.
Right.
There's one guy who reacts. Probably the biggest one that I've seen is just it's this white guy with all his Broncos stuff behind him, and he's like sitting there. You can tell he's sitting there in the moment before the kick's happening. So I know he's watching it live.
that one I did see. Tomas showed me that one. So I saw that one. That was pretty funny.
Those were good.
But what I was going to mention was, you guys, you hear about the Broncos fan that was trying to hedge his happiness and put $100 on the Chiefs to win right before the kick. Right before the kick happened, it was the Chiefs to win was plus 1,200, and he figured either my Broncos are going to win or I'm going to win some money. He won $1,200.
No, that's not the
hedge his
but
happiness.
They were going to win. They were probably going to win anyway. So he really he lucked out.
If he missed the field goal, they wouldn't have won.
Right, but it was a kind of a chip shot. I mean,
right. But again, if he pushes it right or pushes the ball left, I mean, so he basically put $100 on Kansas City.
It worked out.
Now, see, I get that totally. That all makes sense to me, except for the $100 part. Because to me, if I'm sitting there and now who knows how much he spent to come into town and get tickets and whatever, and he must have the money. But like, if I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know what, let me put a little bit of money on here just to like you said, hedge your happiness. $100, like he could have also lost that. Like the Broncos win, but he also is out $100 now.
So it's all relative. I mean, maybe the guys, got enough money to where $100 wasn't much to him. But I also don't know that he wasn't at the stadium necessarily.
Okay.
No. I'm just saying. So I don't know if betting's legal in Colorado, or I don't know where he was.
Of course, he wouldn't be at the stadium. That's Missouri. But yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Now I got to tell you,
$100.
I got to tell you, last year, Mizzou versus Kansas State. Before the game, I put $100 on Kansas State to win for that exact same reason. Because I thought in my head, okay, how much would I pay for Mizzou to win this game? And I was like, well, $100. I would give $100 for Mizzou to win this game. So I'm like, well, then I might as well put that $100 on K-State. And so yeah, that was the game where Mevis hit the 61-yarder, and so I was very happy. But I also would have been
$100.
Yeah,
it's funny because I enjoyed that victory a bunch as well, but I didn't lose any money.
But see, if he had missed that kick, or if they lost the game, then I would be very, very sad. But $100, I could have gone and got a few sliders.
Then I would have made myself a sandwich and taken a nap and felt fine. And still had $100.
Yeah.
So speaking of which, I mean, we're just maybe a good segue. One of the good things that did come out of last Tuesday was that Missouri now, you guys are going to have legalized gambling.
Yes.
Online gaming.
I don't know if I should be excited about it or not.
I've been joking that we're going to have to teach our dad how to place bets so that he can watch games.
Yeah. So I placed one bet this year, and it was Saturday at the Mizzou game. And I was all set to win it. I was going to win last play of the game. Last play of the game. Oklahoma has the ball. They have to score a touchdown. So you're like, okay, they're not going to, it was the quarterback's rushing yards. He couldn't rush for any more yards. Like it was, I had this one, and I'm like, okay, last play of the game, he's just going to throw a Hail Mary. No way he's going to rush it. So I won. I've won this bet. It was just like $50. And so the guys, gets, last play of the game, and he's back to pass, and he decides to scramble. And he ran, and so they start doing the backwards lateral. And I'm like, yeah. And so Jamie, I mean, it wasn't. I ended up losing $20, but I would have won 50. So, yeah. So I'm not sure. I'm happy about gambling coming to Missouri.
At White Castle, Quentin pulled it up, and Prize Picks is already. Is it Prize Picks, right? Is that who
Prize
it was?
Picks, yeah.
Yeah, they're already up and running in Missouri. So Jamie took the under on rushing yards and had it won until that last play. So it's kind of fun.
Prize Picks. That's like a app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Look at Rudy.
No, because it's
Rudy,
funny.
you still come through me. You still come through me.
I had messaged Jamie like on Saturday. I think you guys are probably before the Mizzou game started, because I was asking Jamie, do you take live bets? Because I'm starting to look at this live betting stuff, and there were two of them that I was watching. It was KU Iowa State, and I was gonna bet Iowa State to come back and win. And literally, as I was gonna send you the screenshot, because I was just gonna put $5 on it, and I would have won like 65. And as I was about to send you the screenshot, KU intercepted and ran it back or something. I was like, oh, I'll keep that one. But there was one point that Colorado was losing too, and they were a plus to win. And I was like, and that would have paid off for me. But I'm like, no, let me just stay away from it all. I don't gamble that much, but
stay on the sidelines.
I'm telling you, last year I bet with Jamie a little bit NBA. And what did I win? Like 18 games in a row? I won something crazy.
You went on some crazy streak, right?
Yeah, insane. And then I had people tell me, like, you've got a problem. You've got a problem. I'm like, no, I can stop whenever. And they're like, okay, stop. So I just stopped. But while I stopped, I thought, okay, if I was betting tonight, I'd pick this team and this team. And then I started losing everything. Like all the ones I was picking in my head, I was losing. And I was like, yeah, maybe let me just take a step back. But that was like mid NBA season when I had already kind of seen what the teams were doing. And I could kind of, so like early right now, I don't know who's good and who's not yet. But yeah, last year I went on a crazy streak and I won quite a bit of money. So from Jamie,
winner, Mikey wins.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
yeah,
no good.
Well,
what else do we got, guys?
Yeah, let's can we move it away from sports at all? I know Mom would like that, and since she's
point,
yeah,
I have a Christmas themed clip of the week if we want to do something like that. But
do you have a clip of the week? I don't have a clip of the week.
We hadn't really discussed it, so.
So are we going to do Christmas clips for 2 months?
No,
if they had their way, we would.
I don't know. I was going to do a Thanksgiving clip this week, but I didn't clip it.
Thanksgiving from the movie Thanksgiving?
No, from the only Thanksgiving movie. Well, now there's two Thanksgiving movies. There's Thanksgiving, and then there's Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
I just saw that.
I thought of another one
last year for the first time.
Really? I watched it like 2 years ago for the first time, so I can't give you too much crap. Great movie, but that's like the only Thanksgiving movie.
I thought of another one recently. I don't know what it is now.
So have you guys seen Thanksgiving? We might as well get to our recommendations because that's my recommendation.
Jamie's dying. Well, I recommended it to you.
It was great.
I don't know why I didn't think about it because you were looking for horror movies, and that was one that I went to at the movie theater last year, I think on Thanksgiving to see it.
Oh, we should play the trailer because that's on YouTube, I think, or something, isn't it?
So, what I was going to say was, I was a big fan of the movie Grindhouse, which came out about probably 2010. It was Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino. They both directed like B movies. Like that was the whole point. They were supposed to look like old, dumb horror movies.
Seinfeld? B movie?
No, like just like your stupid horror exploitation stuff from the 70s or whatnot. So they made Planet Terror, which was like this zombie movie that Robert Rodriguez made. And
what's the one with the girl with the machine gun leg?
That's Planet Terror.
Planet Terror,
which is a lot of fun. I'm not a big scary like zombie movie kind of guy, but that because it's just kind of silly fun too.
Right.
That's a really good one. And then the second movie was Grindhouse, directed by Quentin Tarantino, or not Death Proof. The one with the car.
Yeah, that was Kurt Russell, I think.
So anyway, it was a fun experience to see two movies at the same time. You pay for one movie, see two movies, and in between the movies were fake movie trailers. They were directed by Eli Roth and Robert Rodriguez, other people. Machete was one of them, which became its own movie with Danny Trejo. And Thanksgiving was another one. It was directed by the trailer was directed by Eli Roth. And it just played in between the two movies. And then, here 10 years later or whatever it was, they made it into a full movie. So I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know if I don't know if that's the trailer you were referring to, Jamie, but I shared it with you guys.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was great. The movie was great.
Funny,
and I was curious, since that was a joke from 10 years ago, how much of that was actually in the movie they ended up making? Because I know with Machete, there is direct scenes from that fake trailer to the real movie. But yeah.
So basically, long story short, it's a horror movie with like based around Thanksgiving. But it's funny. It's because I mean,
Well, it's
it
gross
doesn't take itself
first.
too seriously. What's that?
It's gross first. It's like disgusting.
Yeah, very gross. It's over the top gross. Like,
Which
but it's a funny.
That's what
haha,
makes
like,
it funny, kind of like.
Yeah.
As our grandma Jessie would have said, I like it.
I
bad,
like it.
I
I saw it at the movie theater, and I don't know why, because you were asking for horror movies, and one night that just dawned on me, and I'm like, because I saw it last Thanksgiving at the theater, and I'm like, I haven't seen it since, and I'm like, I bet that's streaming somewhere. I don't know what made me think of it, but great. I knew it'd be right up your alley. So
yeah.
I've never seen it, by the way, but doesn't sound like
What do they say? Something like there's no leftovers.
yes,
like that's like the yeah.
that's good.
Tagline.
It's kind of like the go on or make my day, whatever. Yeah. Anyway,
It's good. It's good. Did you see anything?
Which one of you guys on here suggested the Detroiters?
Rudy, I've seen it too.
I actually saw a couple of episodes last week, and it was pretty darn funny.
It's great. Hilarious. They don't miss. There's not.
If it wasn't for the fact that it was like Friday night and it was probably 11:30, 12 o'clock, and so my eyes started getting heavy, and it's like, wait a minute, I missed that. Run that back, but yeah, that was pretty good.
It's on Netflix now, and yeah, they don't miss. Like I still, there's only 2 seasons, so I'm milking it. Like I'm going really slow. I think I'm on like episode 5 or 6 of season 1 because I don't want to watch them all. There's a limited number of them, and I don't want to see them all. But they don't miss.
I watched, I think I watched 2 episodes on Friday, and they were both really funny.
So good.
If you like that, you might really
Detroiters.
Yeah, Detroiters. Yeah. If you like that, you might also like I Think You Should Leave, which
I haven't seen that yet either. So
Tim Robinson, the white guy of the two, he it's like his sketch show on Netflix. They're really short episodes, so you can go through them. It's hit or miss in this house because Kaylee loves it, and every sketch she's cracking up, and some of them are great. I think some of them are great, but some of them yeah, it's hit or miss for me, I should say.
Sure.
The other thing, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but Anita and I watched Nobody Wants This with Kristen Bell on Netflix. And it's the story of Kristen falling in love with a rabbi. And
is that a show? That's episodic, right? There's okay.
But it's only 10 episodes. Sees one season. I think it's been renewed for a second one.
Yeah, episodic. Ooh, big brain with the big brain on Brad.
There's a drop for that. We don't need you to say it. So, did you like it? Because I've been wanting to see that.
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Okay.
But that's the type of thing I like, though, because it has a storyline, has a plot, has characters. It's it's not action. It's not Anyway, there's a real story there.
So I saw a movie. It's on Amazon Prime. Just came out a couple days ago. It's called My Old Ass with Aubrey Plaza.
We're gonna watch it here in the next couple of days.
I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, I just recently heard about it, and then it started popping up on Amazon.
So I was trying to catch it at the movie theater, but it wasn't playing at a lot of movie theaters. So you had to catch it at certain ones. And so when I saw it on Amazon Prime, I'm like, I got to watch this. So I watched it,
and it's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, basically, it's this teenage girl, and she does some some drugs with her friends, and she starts tripping. But then she starts talking to the future her, and it's really good, man.
Just added it to the watch list.
Yeah, it's really good. I think I'd like to know what you guys think. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was a really good movie. Go ahead.
Real quick, one other thing I don't know if I mentioned it last. I might have mentioned it the last show when Fernando Valenzuela died. Have you guys seen the ESPN 30 for 30 on Fernando?
I don't know. I feel like I have. Isn't it real old? Like it was years ago, right?
Oh, yeah, a few years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, check it out if you haven't.
Okay,
it's worth very much worth. It's not just about him, but about
how they
the stadium,
moved all the Mexicans out when they built the stadium. And okay, I've seen that. It is very
maybe appropriate for this show. Has anybody seen Brothers?
So I talked about it on this show when it first came out. I started watching it, and
any good?
I fell asleep right away, but it was after we recorded, so it was like late one night. So I forgot about it, so it's on there, and I need to go back and give it
You
another
got
shot.
the Teresa Paredes 2 snores.
Yeah, yeah. So for me, it's My Old Ass, and then all the Hallmark movies I was talking about before. Go watch those. Christmas Island, and my favorite was Christmas Inheritance and Falling for Christmas were both good, but there was another one I can't remember the name of it though. So
Christmas
that doesn't
Life.
help. No, it was called.
Uh,
I had it. It was on the tip of my tongue. Oh well. Anyways, Andrew, what did you see? Did you already say?
No, I hadn't. I saw the new Seth Meyers stand-up special that's on HBO called
I'm
Dad
halfway
Man
through it.
Walking. Yeah, it's pretty good. Just because I don't really see him do stand-up very much, but when you think about it, he does jokes all the time. And he's my favorite of the late night hosts, at least the network ones, the Colbert and Fallon. And so I just really like him. I think he's good. And so a lot of relatable material since
Yeah, it's about parenting and having kids and stuff. So
his first comedy special that was on Netflix, Lobby Baby, was really good as well. I think that was probably a little bit better, honestly, but worth checking out. And then just
excuse me, the Seth Meyers one is where can you find that?
So the new one is on Max. It's called Dad Man Walking, but you can find his first one on Netflix, and that's called Lobby Baby. Both pretty good. And then it's an older show, not nothing new, but I would recommend going back and watching Veep if you've never seen it, because
I have not.
Especially,
it's been on my list, and every time I go to like, okay, what am I going to watch next? And I look at that, I'm like, that's too daunting. That's like 1 million episodes. I'm like, I need something I can knock out.
It's really not that bad because I think it's maybe 5 seasons.
I started it
maybe like 8, 10 each. Maybe
I've started it like 3 times, and I've watched the first 2 episodes like 3 times. I like it. I move on. I forget about it.
Sure. Here's why. A couple reasons why it popped up. Obviously, all the political discourse lately, and there's a character on it where the actor who actually played the character was being interviewed on a podcast where they were like, "Is this something your character said or JD Vance said?" Like, and he couldn't figure it out. Like, there's a lot of absurdity stuff that doesn't really seem all that absurd nowadays when you hear what people say in the news, Right. But it came up too because we were talking about Detroiters, and that's where I first saw Sam Richardson.
Really?
And he is fantastic on Veep. He doesn't come in until like season 3, but he quickly becomes my favorite character on the show. So even if you just want to start there, like whatever, that's fine.
Well, I'll see the whole.
It's worth your time because the writing on it is so good. Like the insults, it's it's way more vulgar than you would ever think. But
Right.
Just all the insults characters hurl at each other. It's so great.
I need to finish this last season of The Bear, and I need to finish The Penguin just ended, which is great, by the way. I've got 2 episodes left of The Penguin, and it's really, really good. But there's a couple I gotta wrap up and finish. Detroiters, as much as I don't want to finish it, I want to finish it. But then that way I can kind of jump full in on, because I started maybe ill-advised. I started Only Murders in the Building, which
yes,
good, but it's like, should I have started that, or should I have gone back to Veep? Like I don't know, but
I don't know. I will tell you, Only Murders in the Building. I discovered over that last couple of years, I really love comedy mysteries. Like, so where there is like a puzzle to kind of figure out like who did it, but it's not super stressful. It's kind of
like The After Party on
the
Amazon
After
Prime?
Party. Yeah, The After Party, Only Murders in the Building, both kind of came out around the same time, so I was kind of in that. And I feel like there's another one.
You know what? I didn't do season 2 of The After Party on Prime.
I don't know if we ever did either, because that was probably about the time that Nathan was born. So I don't know.
I think I watched 1 or 2 episodes, and I'm like, no, because it didn't have my favorite guy in it. Because
I know
my favorite guy was the murderer in the first one. So
is that like an Aaron party?
Aaron Carter, the party starter.
Yeah,
okay.
He's dead. He's dead now. Rest in peace, Aaron Carter.
Or a Diddy party, but we won't go there.
You know what? Speaking of Diddy parties, I just saw something on it.
Are we speaking of it?
You just spoke of it.
Okay.
Is it even interesting anymore? Like with all the shit that's going on now, like that's kind of taken this back seat. And does anybody even care anymore? Like, they're like, hey, when these names get released, either release them or don't. Stop bothering me with it. Like, but I will say, like, when J-Lo came out, like in support of Kamala Harris, I kind of wanted to say, hey, just take a step back. Like we don't really need you out here. We don't really just have a seat. We'll be all right without you. Like a lot of those celebrities, I'm like, just keep it quiet. But anyway.
Before we get out of the recommendations area too, the last thing I was going to bring up was, I don't know if you guys watch What We Do in the Shadows.
You know, I've stopped the last maybe 3 seasons I haven't watched.
Okay.
They
just started the last season. It's good. I recommend it as a show, but even to you, Jamie and Bobby, who look like you've never heard of it at all, I'd go back and watch the movie that it's based on.
The movie was very good.
So it's a comedy. It's about vampires, but it's about the movie that the show was based on is like a mockumentary about a bunch of vampires who live in a house together in like modern day Staten Island.
So think like Office. Yeah, but like in the Office, like
if the Lost Boys was The Office, like it's done like that. Like
what's it called?
What We Do in the Shadows. So I don't exactly know where it's streaming, where the movie is, but you can find it.
I get it. I get it all. I get everything at my fingertips on this app.
Okay, check out that movie. The movie's like an hour and a half. It's a pretty short, quick watch. And then if you like it, check out the TV show, because then the TV show is just kind of the same thing, just
2014 or 2019
episodic.
2014,
2014, I think, would be the movie, and 2019 is probably the show.
Oh yeah,
I need to figure out where I left on the show and pick it back up. But good show,
good stuff. Yeah,
I may give it a watch, but quite honestly, vampires isn't really my thing.
But it's a
but you like bats
on it.
Yeah, you like bats, so that's weird.
That's good.
No, not funny. Hey, Anita doesn't watch us anyway.
There's a chubby Mexican in What We Do in the Shadows. He's only in that was way racist and way too long. He's only in the TV show. Is he in the movie, Guillermo?
No. There is because he's the familiar, he's the human that helps them out. There is a character like that in the movie, but it's not a chubby Mexican, a white British woman.
I just realized for about 4 minutes there, I had my head down. I was adding things to my queue on Amazon Prime
while we're recording a show. Real quick, we've been off for 2 weeks, so I'm just going to read some. This could be a Rudy's Runs, but doesn't have to be.
Flush.
But I don't. Oh, I thought you were going to play the.
I was looking for it, but it'll work. It'll work afterwards. We'll just do it at the end.
Okay. Well, so it's been a long time since we've been here, but the Yankees fan that ripped the ball out of Mookie Betts' hand during the game.
Was
that
awful.
2 weeks ago? That was terrible. Anyways, Terry Garr died. Terry Garr from.
Yeah, I was in love with her and Mr. Mom. I mean, I just thought she was so hot.
I was going to go around and ask, what does everybody remember her from?
I was going to ask the same question.
Mr. Mom.
Only
what
Mr.
else?
Mom.
I mean, I'm sure Andrew can tell us everything she was in, but
I've never seen Mr. Mom.
You've never seen Mr. Mom?
No.
You
Oh my God, you have a homework assignment.
That's the greatest.
What'd you say, Rudy?
You feed your baby chili?
Ooh, we one punch.
Ooh, we one punch. You got to watch Mr. Mom.
You're doing it wrong.
That is my life's motto, because Anita tells me that all the time, regardless of what we're doing. You didn't do it right. You did it wrong. Like, that is the story of my life. Jack, south to drop off, north to pick up. You're doing it wrong. That's the story of my life.
South to drop off, north. Oh God. Anyways,
Terry Garr for me is Tootsie and Young Frankenstein.
Never seen Tootsie.
She's very good.
Frankenstein.
I actually wanted. I forgot that was like you said 2 weeks ago. I wanted to find a clip from one of those two movies. But she's great in both of those, and I've seen her in a few other things too. Like, she's been around for a while now, obviously. So yeah, she's permeated.
Along with Terry Garr, some other celebrity deaths. Ben Herbstreit. Kirk Herbstreit.
Oh, that was crushing.
That was horrible.
I get up every morning, every Saturday to watch game day, and
I still haven't seen that clip.
I've seen Ben Herbstreit with his dad Kirk. He travels with him. He's his companion, his dog.
That's his owner, not his dad.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, when they did that retrospective on his life on game day,
Yeah,
no, that's the type of the emotional things that kind of tug at my heart. But yeah, it was tough because for the last several years, those of you that don't watch college football game day on ESPN on Saturday mornings, you've seen Coach Lee Corso, who's also on that show, begin to, he stumbles over his words. You can tell he's getting old. He's Corso's in his 80s, and he had a stroke. And so
he did have a stroke? I didn't know that. I thought he was just getting old.
No, Herbstreit's been there to kind of help him, with his picks and just different things. So this way, it was the other way around. Herbstreit was trying to get a word in about his dog and what his dog meant to him, and he was just in tears and couldn't talk. And then to see Lee Corso put his hand on Kirk Herbstreit's shoulder, that was kind of pretty touching. So
yeah,
but I'm for all that emotional stuff. So.
Also, another death. I should have got the name, but the AOL guy, the You've Got Mail voice guy.
I heard that the other day. Yeah,
he passed away. So
You've Got Mail.
Those are.
Was it on Weekend Update when they did the joke of how he left one final message before he left? And goodbye.
I've actually heard that joke on a couple different shows, actually, but
yeah, that was great.
Solid.
Real quick, just a throwback to Mr. Mom, can I share something with you guys?
Absolutely.
See if you recognize this.
Guess what? We're right on time.
Blow it up.
Doing it wrong. Mommy doesn't do it like this.
We're gonna do it the Jack Butler method. What is this? This is nuts.
Volume.
So for people listening, this is a clip from Mr. Mom.
You're doing it wrong.
Tell me I'm doing it wrong. I know how to do this.
Hi, Dad. I'm Annette.
Hi.
You're doing it wrong.
That kid's not buckled.
Right. Let's keep it there.
That kid's
That's
not
good.
buckled, by the way.
South to drop up, north to pick up. Jack, you're doing it wrong.
You're doing it.
Yeah,
wrong.
it is. I do car line every day, so yeah, it's very.
I remember those days. I remember those days dropping the kids off at middle school. Oh, it's just a nightmare. Like, why do you have to wait until you get your kid can get off right? Oh, and why does it take so long? Like, it makes me want to get your fat kid out of the damn car and I got to get my instrument out of the trunk. I got to get my. Oh my God,
that's me. That's me normally. But yesterday, Avery got her backpack strap caught in the thing that reclines your the handle or whatever, and she couldn't get it out, and I had to reach over and
Oh no! I tell Macy if I'm dropping her off, I'm like, "Get your stuff." I know, Dad. Get your stuff. You got your shoes on, because she always takes her shoes off on that. We got a long drive to school, so she takes it. We got like 45 minutes to get to school, so she takes her shoes off and I just make sure I'm ready to shove her out the door because I barely stop. I'm like, I want to keep this thing rolling. Yeah. I don't want to be that person.
Tuck and roll, Macy. Tuck and roll.
Absolutely.
We have the routine. As soon as we pull into the parking lot, she takes off her seatbelt, climbs up into the front seat. I check for boogers and caca in her eye, which she still is like, no, it's called sleepy dirt. And I'm like, no, ask grandma.
Sleepy dirt.
That's an Emily thing.
I'll accept crust, but no, it's caca.
Ask grandma. It's called caca. Do you have any caca in your eyes? Like, no, it's not. Anyway, so yeah, we have the routine.
Sleepy dirt.
that almost makes me mad. Sleepy dirt. What the hell? Oh.
Yeah.
The last thing I had on my list was the Mahomes putting in a bid for a WNBA team. I don't know. What do you guys think of that?
I don't think a whole lot about that. Anyway,
here's the thing. We've always had these things like women's soccer, women's basketball. I mean, I'm sure UMKC has all those teams, but nobody's ever been interested in it. Why all of a sudden is it because it's professional?
I'm just worried they're going to get a team and the attendance is going to be terrible, and that's going to kill any shot we would have at getting an NBA team. I don't know. Because I guess the Current had like some big playoff game this weekend. Was it sold out? Like all the clips I saw, like tons of empty seats. I mean, I don't know.
It's not like there was nowhere to see women's soccer before they came. Like, I mean, there's colleges around here that have women's soccer. Like, if that was your thing, then I don't know.
I think it's just like you said, a professional league. And I think the same thing with WNBA. It's probably like, yeah, you could go watch women's, UMKC women's or something, but here you can see Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese come through, or you can see, the WNBA. I didn't realize because
Caitlin Clark, they're not on the same.
I know this is the first year. They're just names. The first year.
No, they're people.
I just
can't finish.
I didn't even realize. I never followed the league before, and I didn't really follow it this year. But to the point where I was at least watching the standings a little bit, I didn't realize there's only like 12 teams.
I love that story.
There's a chance that you're one of the 2 teams that gets added. You got 1 in 14 chance of winning a championship.
But here's the thing though. Here's the thing. They can't play in the Sprint or in the T-Mobile arena. That's too big. They can't play at. I didn't realize how small Cable Dahmer Arena is in Independence. It's like 3,000.
No, it's not. It's more than that.
I heard it was like 3,000 capacity. 3 to 5. I mean, it's no more than 5. It's tiny.
Right.
It's tiny.
I mean,
I'll take word for it.
3,000 is like.
Let me Google.
Isn't like the Midland like in 1,000 seats? Like
I don't know. They said municipal would be too big. Or they could play in municipal. T-Mobile would be too big.
And I wasn't saying play at Midland. I was just saying like an example of how many seats a place holds. Like I would have thought the arena would have been bigger than 3,000.
Let me see what the capacity is. Anyways, I don't know. I have no interest in it. The only way I would go is if Caitlin Clark was there.
Hey, you have a thing for her, man. What's up with that?
She's kind of hot. Cable Dahmer Arena, 5,800. So
Okay.
Yeah, and they draw like 8,000, I think, to like some of the bigger games.
Yeah. Like you could put him in the T-Mobile Center if Caitlin Clark was in town.
And I mean, honestly, like I think I would be mildly interested in it. I would probably follow them a little bit. The women's basketball team, more so than the women's soccer team, because I don't like soccer. I don't think it has to do with them being women. It has to do with I don't care about the men's soccer team either.
I think I would watch women's soccer before women's basketball.
Really?
Yeah, like I like the game of basketball, but it's just a poor brand of basketball. I went tonight to Johnson County Community College to watch Parker dance. She did. They had the women's game and the men's game, and she was doing 2 different dances at each halftime. So I thought, let me get there at halftime of the women's game and see and then I'll see both dances. So I'll see one half of women's basketball, one half of men's basketball, and it was so beyond. It's not even the same game they're playing. Like it's just not. I'm sorry. The women's game was so boring. And there was like one woman. Actually, the Johnson County. I showed you guys the score. The final score was 106 to 46. So that's just not a competitive game anyway. But just the I get to see. Not that I need to see a dunk, but like you're on a fast break and you get in the open court and the dude's gonna jam it home and the girl's gonna lay it up and it's just
That's what she said.
It's faster. It's more high flying. Is that a thing? High flying? I don't know. It's just.
I get what you're saying. I will say this though, just as someone who doesn't watch the NBA regularly, but every once in a while when I do see a game on, I am surprised at how slow it is. Like
the WNBA?
No, the regular NBA. Like compared to like college basketball, and I guess because players are older.
As I was watching Johnson County Community College, like I was even the men, like they were like sprinting up and down. I'm like, what are they in such a hurry for? Like, slow it down. Like, what are we doing? Like, slow the ball. You guys are all out of breath like idiots. Slow the ball down. Like, let's get into an offense. Let's play some half court offense.
I for one think that the women can do anything that the men can do. So I don't know how you guys got to be such chauvinists.
As long as the camera's on.
I'm not a chauvinist. It's just
Clearly you are, but
they're not as good at basketball.
All right, I'm going to save you from this because you're digging yourself a hole here.
They're terrible basketball players, except Caitlin Clark.
When you started talking about Mahomes,
she's a baller, man. That's all.
When you started
The
talking
Lord
about
is my
Mahomes,
shepherd. He know what I want.
Talk about the story that broke this evening. That apparently
What did I
in
miss?
early October, some point in early October,
Oh, yes.
Mahomes' house got broken into and Kelsey's house got broken into. They have both been, I think it was maybe on the same night when they were playing the Saints, I think is what it was. But it was, their homes were broken into in early October.
How do you break into a home at Loch Lloyd Country Club? Like, how do you even get in there?
I don't think it's
you
technically.
just told him where he lives.
I don't think it's
everybody.
technically at Loch
I think
Lloyd, but
it's in Belton, Missouri, right? I think I know the exit it's off of. Like, I've been by there.
I will
would
say
think
this
it'd be
though.
security. I would think you would have security.
This sounds like a great screenplay coming. Like that the night that the Chiefs are playing on Monday Night Football and the Royals were playing the Yankees in the playoffs, and the two biggest players in town got robbed that night.
Bobby Witt got robbed as well. Oh,
Mahomes and Kelsey.
Mahomes and Kelsey.
So who's in the movie? Who are you casting in that movie?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I don't know all the players. I don't know who you got to cast colorful band.
For some reason, I'm thinking of like
Corbin Blue.
I'm thinking that
Corbin Blue. What?
Mahomes?
Oh, Spencer Rattler would be Mahomes.
That would be a good Mahomes.
He's not an actor.
Rattler's not an actor.
Be an actor.
Corbin Blue.
Does anybody even know who that is?
But then what if we get
What about a Chris Evans for Kelsey? Is he not?
What if we go with who's the high school, the main Troy McClure? Not Troy McClure. That's from Simpsons. Who's Troy?
Zac Efron.
Zac Efron. He could be. So we bring them back together. So we get all of the High School Musical crowd to come see this movie.
Zac Efron is about half the height of Travis Kelce.
All right, dude.
It's Tom Cruise has played so many action stars, and he's like 5'.
You ever hear of trick photography? Like in Little Nettie Goes to War? Like it's trick photography. So I don't know why I just keep thinking of the movie Tower Heist with Ben Stiller and Eddie Murphy and
never saw it.
I'll tell you where this comes up too is that I want to see it. I have not watched it yet, so it's not in my recommendations. But I keep hearing about that show, Fight Night, $1 Million Heist or something.
Yeah, I've never seen
it. Like, I guess it was based on a real event where Muhammad Ali came out after he was a draft dodger and they wouldn't let him box or something. He got a fight in Atlanta, and so like all these big wigs, all these big gangsters came to Atlanta, and they all got robbed at like a party or something there.
Speaking of draft dodgers,
Don Cheadle, Kevin Hart, Samuel L. Jackson. It's supposed to be this Taraji P. Henson.
I didn't know it was based on a true story.
Yeah, well, I don't know how true everything is, but all those facts that I just laid out, like fight in Atlanta, gangsters coming from out of town, they got robbed, all that's true.
And that's a movie, right? That's not a TV show?
No, I think it's a TV show. It's on Peacock.
It's episodic.
Yeah, I keep seeing the ads, but I haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
So you watch it for me. Report back to me.
I will, but I got some other things I got to tie up first. Like I said, the Penguin, I've got 2 episodes left. Probably got 4 episodes of the Bear to tie up. So
just no Penguin.
There's no Penguin. Penguin is a great show. Hey, real quick though, that's kind of the end of my runs. But we all went out to eat. we all went out to eat Mexican food with mom and dad. Yeah, on Thursday, and I had to take them home. And
Never mind.
Yeah.
I was shaking my head no, and I was like, oh wait, yeah, I was there.
Yeah,
See,
we
that's
all
what
did.
happens
You
when
were there
you're-
too, Jamie.
Your memory goes.
Jamie, I sat next to you, you idiot.
Wait, when was this? What are we talking about?
Last Thursday at the fundraiser thing.
Los
Oh
Alamos.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Anyways, when we were driving home, I had asked mom and dad if they remembered, and I want to see if you guys remember because they don't remember. Do you guys remember at Grandma Paredes' house? Because we were talking about Grandma Paredes' house. Do you guys remember the Texas Turd-Bird?
Yes, it was one of
That's
Aunt
what they had
Helen's
in
little
their-
bonitos.
It was a monito that was made out of a turd, and it had like a beak and googly eyes and a cowboy hat.
Yes.
Now, when
Hey,
you said made out of a turd,
Probably not a real turd.
I need more. I need more.
It resembled a turd. It looked
I
like
want to say it's not a real turd, but what was I watching where there was a person that makes ornaments?
Yeah, I've
what
seen
was
that.
that, Jamie? Do you remember what it was? I feel like it John.
Why
It
was
wasn't John Oliver.
I
don't
think
know.
it might have been. No, it
There's
was. It
somebody
was
that
last
it
week
was
tonight.
John Oliver. Yeah, there was a lady that made like ornaments out of like fox turds and stuff, or some kind of turds. And
Yeah.
but anyways, I don't think it was a real turd. I don't.
I'm
But
gonna go out on a limb and say it probably wasn't.
I don't know. But I thought it was the funniest thing. I thought my grandma is hilarious because it was a little monito, a little statue, and it said the Texas Turd-Bird, and it had the name of the city and state, which somewhere in Texas that she got. I don't know if it was San Antonio or what, but it was a souvenir of the Texas Turd-Bird.
if any of our cousins are listening and you brought that for Grandma or Aunt Helen, let us know in the comments. That'd be
Yes.
awesome to know.
Where did the Texas Turd-Bird come from?
I don't remember the name Texas Turd-Bird.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's ringing a bell, but I do remember the picture of the little monito, the little turd-looking thing that had the googly eyes on it.
And where is it now?
I'll tell you where it is.
God, that's so racist.
You cut off the rest of it. It was supposed to do the.
Woo! Anyway, Texas Turd-Bird, hilarious. I'd like to get one. So,
hey, I wonder if we can find a picture of it. You guys keep talking. I'm gonna look for Texas Turd-Bird.
Yeah. It's.
I
think we're coming up on an hour and a half.
yeah, we don't need to keep talking. I don't know where this.
Okay, so do we have a clip of the week, Jamie? You mentioned that you thought you had a Christmas themed one, or do we want to not do one this week? Or what do you guys think?
it's very short. We could do real quick. You might not think it's very funny.
Hey,
but,
Rudy, guys, hold on.
Bobby, you doing something?
Give me.
Yeah, we
He's
can't.
trying, he's
10
trying to hack
seconds.
into the mainframe.
10 seconds.
He's trying to reroute.
What are you doing up, sweetheart?
Brown can bit my thumb.
Go full screen. Go full screen.
Because Christmas is almost here.
No.
Nervous or excited?
Full screen.
Shitting bricks.
Bottom right corner.
You shouldn't use that word.
Sorry. Shitting rocks.
Shitting rocks. Jamie, you know when you go full screen at the bottom right corner.
I
was
don't
Bobby,
know what
wasn't
you're
it?
talking about.
Look what I found.
Is that the
Oh,
Texas
well.
Turd-Bird?
It
That-
says Turd-Birds. Talk about your crap souvenirs. Turd-Birds were delightful oddities found primarily in gas stations across the states and made popular in the 70s. Montana Turd-Birds, Texas Turd-Birds, Kansas Turd-Birds. They have
Scroll up.
all one thing in common. They're made of dried nuggets.
So it was real poop.
Yeah.
Scroll up.
apparently.
Let's see. Scroll up,
Scroll
bud.
up.
I'm trying to see if I can.
No, see, the one that Grandma had specifically had like it was a sheriff. Like it had a sheriff's badge and it had a cowboy hat.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Texas Turd-Bird.
Oh, hold on.
Jamie,
Yeah.
no, I was just telling you, Jamie, when you play the clip to enlarge it, because when you played the last clip, like we could see like sexy grandmas in your neighborhood that are looking for dates or something. Like whatever you've been looking at on your computer that brings those ads up.
Cochino.
That's what was there. Whatever.
Gotcha.
But anyway.
Yeah. Well,
Does the fact that it was because now we decided that was a real turd?
yeah.
Ooh, look, this one's got a cowboy hat.
Does that make you feel any less warm and fuzzy about that memory?
No, it makes me feel even more tenfold.
Like grandma loved the idea of putting a sheriff's badge on a turd, and
I feel like grandma.
Sense of humor.
I don't think grandma went out shopping for it or anything. Like, hey, have you guys got the new Turd-Birds in?
I'm looking for this year's vintage. Hold on, look at this.
Yeah, I've already got the fireman. I need the
Who
sheriff.
changed my tagline to Texas Turd-Bird? That is more like what grandma had. Yeah.
And this one, for those of you that can't read it, it says North Dakota Turd-Bird, and this turd has he has a hat, and I think those are ponytails. Or
that looks like a lady sheriff. Yeah, she's got pigtails.
Pigtails. Yeah.
Hey, and women can be sheriffs.
I think they're just called sheriffs.
Women can be turds as well.
Lady
So
sheriff.
if you've got nothing else to do, just Google Texas Turd-Bird, and then just go to the images, and you'll see all sorts of images of the. There's the Montana Turd-Bird.
I'm telling you, I was at that Johnson County basketball game, and I think it was the lady Bobcats versus the Lady Cavaliers. I think.
You're right. I do see that. That's always dumb to me.
Yeah, it's the ladies. They're ladies. Anywho, guys, what else do we? I mean, we don't need to drag it on. Anything else?
Put it out of its misery.
It's a pretty terrible effort.
I really thought we were going to be wrapped up like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I tried to, but you guys just kept going.
Look at the bags under my eyes. I'm so tired. I didn't even want to do this tonight. I mailed this one in for sure. So
clearly,
like a turd out of your butt.
Like a turd that you're sending back to Cologuard. You mailed it in.
That's what I was going for, but
wrap it up, you dorks.
All right.
Hold on. Wait.
Like that turd.
Hold on.
Why are we holding on?
God,
I'm gonna run a train on these chicken fingers. I'm just gonna be like, yum, 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 yum.
Just wanted to hear it. That's all. Go ahead.
Keep our streak going and making sure that we play that at least once every.
Yeah, it's a great clip. Okay, go hit it.
All right. Till next time. For my brothers Jamie, Rudy, and Andy, I'm Bobby D saying. Quit acting stupid.
Not to get into too much troubles, okay?